Hello, everybody. Get my volume adjusted here. How's everybody doing today? Today is February 8th, 2025. It is Saturday, and we are back for another episode of Bricks and Beyond, a creator showcase series. For those of you that may be joining for the first time today, Bricks and Beyond is a showcase series that highlights members of the LEGO community. Each episode gives you a personalized look into the person behind the account. Today's guest is joining us from Abu Dhabi, a place that rarely gets cold and supposedly has a sea that is warm enough to swim in all 12 months of the year. He is a former Canadian, still Canadian at heart, and goes by the name of BricksNLifts on Instagram, but I'm here to introduce you to him. Hopefully. Hello. How are
Hey man,
you?
how's it going?
Good. How about yourself?
Not bad. Not bad today. It's been a good day. Thank you.
I was hoping I like to do my research on where people are from, so I just got to ask you this supposed warm water all year round. So you literally can swim all year round?
Yes, the ocean here is like so warm. During August when I first moved here, I've never been in warmer water. It was actually crazy. It was like usually like back where I'm at home, like you
Yeah.
can only swim a couple months of the year
Okay.
here. And I only have lakes, but here the ocean is so warm.
That's crazy. Yeah, I was reading that now because Abu Dhabi it looks like an amazing place. I've never been there, but you always see it or hear about it in like different movies or whatnot. And I was looking at some facts. I was like, you can swim all year. That sounds like my kind of place. So, so what's the weather like today?
Today it was yeah, I'm gonna sound so it was so cold. It was so cold.
Yeah,
No, I mean like it's kind of the winter here right now. Winter, I
yeah. I was
say
gonna
in like quotes,
say,
but
yeah. Let's hear it. What
it
was the temperature?
like 21 Celsius, which I think that's like 70 something
Man,
Fahrenheit.
I tell you.
Um, a little bit of wind, a little bit of sand blowing in the air today, but it was a
That
pretty
yeah,
like good
the
temperature.
rough things of life, wind and sand blowing in
Y-
the air.
Yeah.
I always like to mention, and I know we just touched base before here to check connection. One of the biggest challenges with doing these is trying to get schedules right. And I know when you and I first started talking, we were trying to figure out that time difference. So again, I'm Eastern time zone, and so where Jonah is, you are 9 hours ahead of the United States. So typically, when I'm doing these things at night, I like to say good evening. When I'm doing them in the morning, it's usually good morning. Today, I had to make sure I was saying the right thing, so it's a good evening to you, sir. So,
Hey, good morning.
again, with that, like, I would like to ask how, what plans you have for the weekend, but obviously your weekend's already almost half over. So what were you up to today, and what do you got going on tomorrow?
So this morning my Saturdays are I've tried to keep them all like pretty similar when I can.
Okay.
This morning got up, I head off to the mall. There's a coffee shop that I like to go to, and
Okay.
I spent a couple hours, I think maybe like three or 4 hours just editing through some videos,
Nice.
just trying to get some, content ready for the upcoming weeks, and
Sure.
then came back home, and we're later this evening I'm off to a friend's birthday.
Oh,
So,
nice. Okay.
pretty good Saturday.
Yeah, yeah. And then tomorrow, anything special going on tomorrow?
Uh, Tomorrow, the plan is basically, I'm, obviously with the bricks and lifts, part of the, what I do is I'm in the gym a lot, but I don't really post much about that.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know, I feel like it's kind of redundant. I feel like there's a lot of gym content, but
Well,
honestly, I'm just doing a lot of meal prep tomorrow, and
okay.
probably just, I'm also like a singer and play guitar, so I might just do
Uh,
some music as well.
nice. I did not know that. I didn't come across anything in my videos. So you don't have anything posted with that at all?
Not on my Bricks and Lifts
Okay.
account. I have another account where it's just like Jay Shivs. It's a different name that I go by.
Okay.
But it's where I post a lot of like acoustic music, just
Gotcha.
singing, kind of like Zach Brown,
Okay.
or Zach
Yeah.
Bryan, if
Yeah. Okay.
you know who he is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, see, that's some things you just never know, and that's what I like people to know is you have, your account that a lot of people know you by, but you also have a lot of other things going on. So it's good for people to get to know, what that's about. Now, just out of curiosity, though, you're saying gym content is redundant. Well, how have you not integrated Lego into gym content?
So like I think like my first or second video was gym
Okay.
related, and it was like a video of me deadlifting. Like I was deadlifting like I don't know, something. Like I did it for
Okay.
I think I don't even know if in my fitness plan at the time I was had it in my plan, but I'm like, hey, I'm just gonna set Emperor Palpatine up on a like a minifigure
Yep.
stand and just rep out some deadlifts. And then I think I just put the caption saying like, do it.
Yeah,
And then it was
nice.
just me going. And then after that, I literally this was like in August of 2022 or three, whenever I started the channel.
Okay.
And I was like, I don't know how I can beat this video, like gym
Yeah.
content wise. I'm like, I tried to do other stuff, but I just couldn't come up with a better idea. So I was like, well, that's it.
Well, you know what? I'll get into this a little bit more later, but I see that you enjoy buying bulk Lego lots. So I'm pretty sure you could get some gym activity going on with these bulk Lego lots that you get.
Oh yeah, man, that is one of my favorite hobbies, and that's something that I have in fact like missed since moving.
Okay.
At home, at my parents' place right now, I have all of my Lego, and uh, the those just Lego lots is just one of my all-time favorite things. Just it's for so many reasons.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we're gonna get into that because I got some interesting stuff to ask you about that. But
Yeah, absolutely.
before we, excuse me, before we get into the Lego chat, I want everybody to get the opportunity to get to know you a little bit better as a person. So, as I mentioned when I introduced you, you are a former Canadian. You will always be Canadian at heart, I assume, and you're now living in Abu Dhabi. So, first question: were you actually born and raised in Canada?
Wait, was I born and raised in Canada?
In Canada, yeah. Yep.
Yeah, yeah. So I am born and raised in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, Canada.
Okay.
It's a you know smaller city, a lot of farming, agriculture. I grew up there, and I pretty much lived my entire life there up until August of 2024 when I
Okay.
decided to move here.
Okay. All right. And then obviously climates. Now, uh, my mind, bear with me, my geography is not great. So, where you were in Canada, is that Eastern, Middle, or Western Canada?
It's like pretty much exactly central, like north
Okay.
of North Dakota.
Okay. All right. So then you go from that climate, which I'm assuming it's cold, snowy up there,
Oh yeah,
or is it more moderate?
yeah,
Okay.
very
Okay.
very cold.
So, so you basically went from one end of the spectrum in Canada to the exact opposite over in Abu Dhabi, essentially.
Oh yeah, complete 180, complete
Yeah.
180. The weather is like so different. My parents are sending me videos of uh basically snow that they're having at home, and it's like 1 or 2 feet
Oh,
overnight.
oof. Oh gosh. Yeah, and then what? You're sending them videos of how much sand swirling around, right?
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
Well, you have a foot of snow. I got a foot of sand. So,
Yeah.
all right. So then, what took you, or what was the big plan? Like, did you have a plan all along to, or interest to move over to Abu Dhabi, or was this part of some like reason why you moved?
So, like growing up, I think I was in high school at the time, and I had a family friend. So like I'm a teacher,
Yeah. Okay.
and I teach. I've taught grade two, grade five, grade six.
Okay.
Right now, I teach grade seven, eight. Um, so basically, I had a family friend that was teaching
Oh, nice.
internationally, and I was very, very lucky growing up to travel a lot with my dad
Okay.
because he traveled a lot for work. And I heard stories through my family friend who taught in all these different
Sure.
places. And I remember from uh, pretty much when I was probably like 16 or 17, I was like, I want to do that one day. I
Okay.
want to travel to go teach.
Yeah.
And it ended up just coming into fruition. Finally, it just things lined up. I was originally during 2020, before or 2019, 2020, whenever COVID
Oh,
happened,
20.
I
Yeah.
was supposed to move to the UK
Oh, wow.
to teach there.
Okay.
And I was on like I needed to basically to sign the contract and I was going to go.
Okay.
But then everything happened. And then,
Yeah.
4 years later, uh, I'm here.
That's awesome. So now you're still teaching. Oh yeah, so 7 and 8, you're still teaching. So what has been the challenges of trying to learn how to teach in like a different, well, an entirely different place?
So it's very, there's I think it's really cool here because, there's since it's an international school that I teach at, there's
Okay.
so many different like cultures and different
Oh, that's cool.
things to learn from so many different like people from all over the
Sure.
world. I've students from like in like one class there could be students from like, 15 different
Oh,
countries, which is just
oh,
something
wow.
that the small town that I was living in before, you wouldn't necessarily see that
Yeah.
where I was living. So it's a super cool opportunity to learn and hear different like life experiences from the students and the
Sure.
families and the staff as well. I'm really grateful for it for sure.
Yeah. Now, I don't want to dive too much in that, but I'm just curious. So, is there like, do you have to deal anything with language barriers, like anything to that extent?
Yeah, like that is one thing for sure is that, uh, as a teacher, like especially in an international school, there's
Mhm.
sometimes like new English speakers. So you have to try and find ways. And luckily, I know technology pretty well,
Sure.
because we're here. But finding ways to connect with them
Okay.
in their uh, language. Like I have some students who speak like not all that much English, but like Portuguese. So
Okay.
they're like, we're trying to figure out ways to, make sure that they're meeting their goal
Yeah.
at
Yeah.
the same
Yep.
time. Yeah.
Yep. Google Translate, I'm assuming, is that a popular tool?
Google Translate,
That's,
and like I'll see them with scanning something, and I'm like, I know they're not, on their phone. I'm like, they're
yeah.
literally translating what it
Okay.
is.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, I'm sure that's like a challenge nowadays too, with schooling is trying to make sure kids aren't using technologies for the wrong, but in the same sense, it's like if you're in a situation like you where, you need the translation services, I'm sure there's devices that they have, but sometimes just pulling out the phone and translating is like the easiest way. So trying to find that balance of making sure somebody's not cheating compared to actually using it for a meaningful purpose.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
um so you said your parents still live in Canada. Now, do you have any brothers or sisters?
Yeah, I do. I have a sister. She's
Okay.
still living in Canada. She's on her way to becoming a nurse, but
Oh,
she's
nice.
also like I believe she's like the highest rank for scuba diving, or like the one
Oh,
underneath.
wow.
She's basically a professional scuba diver.
Cool. Okay.
Um, yeah, she loves the ocean, and she's a nurse, but she also could like teach scuba diving.
Okay. Well, that I'm sure your mom and dad are probably getting a little nervous about that because you have somewhere you can swim all year and scuba diving. I'm sure they don't want to lose another child halfway across the world.
Oh, I know that. I'm pretty sure the four of us have had that conversation at some point, and I know that that's definitely crossed their mind for
Yeah.
sure.
But do you think like if your sister has she ever talked about moving out your way, or has that not really ever come up as a topic of interest?
I think it's something that we've probably discussed, or like it just randomly came up,
Okay.
during the Christmas holiday break. I she came out for 2 weeks
Okay.
to visit my girlfriend Madison and I in Europe. So
Oh, nice.
I'm pretty sure there's probably some joke being like, hey, like, we
Yeah.
got an extra room.
Now, if she did move, do you think mom and dad would just hop on the train too and move on over, or are they're pretty much content in Canada?
I think that right now they're pretty much like locked right
Yeah.
there. You know,
Okay.
my dad's running the family business,
Okay.
and you know they're kind of stuck there for now. But they do love warm climate though. I mean, who doesn't when you
Okay.
get that much snow, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. You just said something, and it started. And I don't know if you're familiar. I'm sure you've heard it at some point. Your little line about your dad's running the family business. You started like sounding like you were trying to come up with a theme for a new Hallmark movie. Dad's
Yeah,
running the family business.
yeah, for real.
Sister's trying to move overseas.
You write that one down. Write that one down.
Don't forget about me when you become famous off that Hallmark movie.
Yeah.
All right, so let's just ignore Lego at the moment. What other than I know you said you enjoy going to the gym? What other hobbies or interests did you have, or do you currently have, I should say?
Um, well, yeah, I guess like yeah, music has always been one for me. Playing acoustic guitar. Um, I mean, during different seasonal times, like when I was living in Canada during the spring and summer, I'd try and do a lot of like running training.
Okay.
I ran a couple I got really invested in running 10Ks last year, like 10-kilometer runs.
Oh wow.
Um, and I was really proud of myself. Like I went from I think by beginning like March 10K was like 54 minutes or something, and then I
Okay.
ended up getting in June like 49 or 48 minutes.
Oh
But
wow. You shaved a decent amount off there.
yeah, but then I went so hard on my last race, I got like super sick after, and I was
Oh,
like, you
really
know what, I'm
happens.
just gonna stop for now.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
running, I don't know, we adopted a cat
Okay.
here. There's a lot of I guess we just like abandoned cats that's
Okay.
around where I live. So I one of my hobbies is feeding the cats,
Hmm.
and taking care of my cat that we
Okay.
adopted off the street here.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a pretty routine guy. I honestly like my days are during like Monday to Friday. I treat the gym like my job.
Okay.
Monday to Friday, we get up at 4 a.m.
Oh wow.
each
Oof.
day,
Good for you.
and thanks, man. And then we get to the gym at like 5:15,
Okay.
5:30 to 6:30 workout, and then at work for like 7:15.
Okay.
And then we work from then till 4, back home at 4, and probably around 5-ish with
Okay.
traffic. Edit for an hour, play music for an hour, go to bed.
Hey, I mean that keeps you out of trouble when you have a routine. You know what you're doing and what you're supposed to be doing,
Yeah.
and so that's not a bad thing. One thing I forgot to ask you about with your job. Now, are you guys are they schooling all year, or do they have like the typical like summer breaks, or how's their school year work?
Yeah, it's like super similar to like Canada or US.
Okay.
They end a little bit later than I believe, definitely later than US. I think my last day is July 1st, I'm pretty sure this
Oh
year.
yeah. Oh man, you're a lot later. We end like the middle end of May.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So you're about a month out.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
uh, again, yeah. I mean, and it's do you have like longer breaks in between, like holiday breaks?
Yeah, that is one thing. So yeah, the school year's a little bit longer, but at like Christmas time, we get like 3 weeks
Oh, that's
instead of
nice. Okay.
two,
Yeah.
and then I have a week off right now, for
Okay.
like winter break. And then there is, I think in March, there's a 2 week break. So it's like I
Oh, that's
teach
nice.
longer by a couple weeks, but
Yeah.
then there's
You
some more
get
breaks in between.
that's not
So
bad.
it makes up
Yeah.
for a
Well,
change.
enjoy your winter break.
Yeah, my
So,
winter break.
yeah, my mind was racing here. So you're talking about the cats. I've seen numerous videos about introducing your cat to the Lego cat. Is that something you guys have done or have thought about doing?
My cat to the leg. Oh,
The
like showing my
tuxedo
cat
cat.
Lego.
Yeah, the tuxedo cat. I've seen people putting the tuxedo cat in front of their cat, and like sometimes the cat will enjoy it, or sometimes like it'll paw at it or ignore it. It's just I've seen some pretty funny interactions with them. So there's a
Oh,
thought
we
for
have
you.
to get that. I think that we're going to maybe that might be one of the next sets that we buy then, just for the sake of seeing what happens.
Please do it and please video it because I think you have potential for a good reaction there. So.
Oh yeah, we're gonna do
All right.
that.
So, in some of your videos, I know you brought her up already. So, girlfriend Madison. Now, how when you started the Instagram page and the videos and whatnot, and we'll get a little bit more into this later, but was she just completely open and interested from the get go in helping out, or was she kind of like, I don't know if I want to do that?
She's always been super supportive with all of
That's good.
the creative things that
Yep.
I want to do, and I'm super thankful and grateful for that, man. Like,
Sure. Yeah.
I remember, I think it was in 2023. We were like on a trip during the summer, and I said to her, I was like, I think it was 2023 because I it was 20 yeah, it was 2023, and it was in maybe July. I was like, I want to start making videos on like about
Sure.
Lego,
Sure.
and I was like, I feel like I have all these ideas, and she was like, yeah, like you like totally do it, and
That's awesome.
she's it's just advanced into like her helping with videos, like being in so many
Yeah.
of them, like coming
Yep.
up with
Yep.
ideas. I'm super thankful.
Yeah, you are definitely blessed to have that because I've come across a lot of people that and it's okay for a girlfriend or a spouse to not have the same interests, but when you do have somebody to support you, I guess it also can be a little dangerous because you don't have somebody saying, you probably shouldn't get that. Now it's more of like, yeah, you should probably get that.
Yes, literally. Sometimes we're like we have to look at each other when we're because we used to the closest Lego store in Saskatoon where we lived was in Edmonton, Canada, which is about like 5 6 hour drive.
Oh wow, okay,
So there was like a Toys R Us, but it's not the same as like the
yeah,
Lego store. So
yep,
it's like now there's one 25 minutes away, so we can go and be like, okay, yo, we can't buy it. Like we just got
yeah.
like 3 sets. What's our backlog right now? We can't.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, so it's a double-edged sword. It's a good thing and it's a bad thing. So,
Yeah.
all right. So, let's chat a little bit. Going back to when you were a kid, did you have Lego when you were little, either bulk brick or like actual Lego sets?
Yeah, man. It's one of those passions that like definitely started from when I was a kid. There's
Okay,
like this story that my mom and dad told me like a long time ago, and it's one of those things that it's like I'll never forget it.
sure.
They told me that it's like I was really young, and they were like I was like probably like sitting in a like like a little kid, like maybe sitting in like a high chair
Yeah.
or something like I don't know the age, but like they said that they were out for dinner and like, they brought me along, but before they would go out for dinner, they would stop by this store in Canada called Zellers.
Okay.
Like Zellers, I don't think exists anymore, but they would stop in and buy like a tiny
Oh,
set.
okay.
And in order to like keep me busy as
Yeah.
like a young child, they would like set me up with a Lego set and
Oh,
they would
that's
have dinner
awesome.
and I would just be sitting there building.
Yeah, yeah, that's
Um,
awesome.
so like from when I was a kid, it's been one of those things that just of course I had dark ages of it,
Yeah, yeah. Yep.
as we all probably
Yep.
do, but it's since I was a little kid, it's been one of those things.
That it's funny you say that because when you think of kids nowadays, what is the first thing a parent gives a kid when you're out to dinner? We give them a screen, you know?
Yeah.
And so it's funny how the times have changed so much that, that's amazing. Your mom and dad would do that. But it just shows you how things have changed. It's now the easy thing to do is just give your kid a screen and they'll be quiet. But yeah, I mean, let's start pushing that. Let's start pushing for the little. I mean, I know the stuff's expensive, so you can't do it, especially people who have multiple kids. But and the other problem with that is, the kids drop the pieces at the restaurant, and then you're on the floor crawling around looking for them. But good for your parents. I mean, that was a good thing to instill in you to use your brain, use your imagination, and I think that's what is lacking in a lot of kids these days. So it's good to start young.
Man,
Um,
yeah, I appreciate that. And I'm super thankful for my parents for that. That's like one of those
yeah.
things where it's like, I could have, it didn't have to be that, but like they made it that, which I'm super
Mhm.
thankful for.
And that I think that molds you too as a person. Like when you start young, using your imagination, um, you actually have to think about things growing, as you get older. And so like I can see that, like that reflects in what you do with your videos. I mean, you're not a run of the mill copy and paste what everybody else does. Like you're doing your stuff and that's like your imagination. And I think that more than likely stems from you as a kid. So
Thank you,
good for
man.
you guys.
Thank
For
you.
sure. Yep.
That is very
Yeah.
kind.
Yeah. So do you did you by any chance do you still have any of those sets or things that your parents got? Like was that something that they've kept for you over the years? Or did it find its way into a garage sale or something to that extent?
So again, I'm probably like I'm like so lucky, man. Like with this, like, and I have to acknowledge that like I'm the luck that I've and like I'm so grateful for my parents in this way is that my parents held on to like everything even throughout the Lego Dark Ages that I
Oh,
had.
that's
Like
awesome. Yep.
and so
Yep.
like my first like Lego lot video was me dumping out all my old bricks. I wish I could
Oh, cool.
have
Okay.
the mindset that I know
Yep.
now of like how to captivate and capture these different
Yeah.
moments.
Yeah.
But I
Yep.
remember the first time dumping out these bricks that I hadn't seen in like so many
Sure.
years. They were all there still, and I was like, it
That's
was almost
crazy.
like literally almost like an emotional moment because I'm like, yo,
Yeah.
like I remember that. That's still
Yeah.
partially
Yeah.
built. It was
Yep.
crazy.
Yep. You're in all these, I think I've done, I don't know, you're probably like my 25th or something, Bricks and Beyond that I've done. And out of all of them, you're only my second person that's told me that their parents kept all their childhood.
No way.
Uh, I've had people, the usual, the garage sale stuff. I had a few that were some sad stories, like stuff went into a storage container, the storage unit got broken into, that kind of stuff.
Oh,
Um, but yeah, you're the second person. The other girl, her parents kept everything in a nice set of bins, and when she came back home after school, they were like, "Here you go, here's your bins," and she basically got to relive her childhood. So. Um,
wow.
yeah, I mean it's crazy when you think back. Like I think about some of the stuff, like the toys I had growing up, and like I needed to make a few quick bucks at the garage sale, so that went out the door. Now I look back at some of the stuff I had, it's like, oh man, I could have sold that for $500.
Yeah, true.
So, so now when you were younger, did you have bulk bricks too, that were just like build your own kind of things, or was it mostly more of the sets that you built?
I definitely would have had some bulk bricks because like I'm thinking back to just like what I know from
Mhm.
going through them. There's definitely like the classic like red, blue,
Yep.
green bricks. So I definitely had a lot of those, but I know that there was a lot of the bricks that were I was maybe using were just sets that at the time I was like, oh, I'm just gonna
Yeah. Yeah.
take it
Yep.
down, like take it apart,
Yep.
or my I was with like my cousin's gonna throw it down the stairs,
Sure. Yeah.
you know.
Now, think about that. Think if we had the knowledge we have now at our ages. Think if you just would have grabbed that video camera and recorded what you did, and you could now get it digitally. Just think of the content you would have. I mean,
It'd
epic
be
stuff.
insane. Yeah.
I mean, just like you said, anything from like the build you created to tossing something down the steps. And I mean, you could have content that is unmatched, because that was like real content. It wasn't staged content. That was like you as a person, and I think that would have, so there's my challenge to any up and comer. Record your
Yeah.
content, get some security cameras, make it natural content because that'll fly off the shelf. So.
Put a couple ring doorbells around, right side of the
Exactly.
stairs, just in
Yes.
case.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. All right. So your dark ages. What would you say? What was the time period of your dark ages? And then, do you remember? Was there a particular set or something in particular that brought you back into Lego?
Oh, that's a really good question. I think that yeah, okay, so I'm pretty sure that the Lego Dark Ages for me maybe started like probably when I was going into maybe high school. I think yeah,
Okay.
probably it would have been around like yeah, grade 8, grade
Yep.
9, like 14, 15.
Sounds
Probably
common.
around the same time that oh sorry.
I said it sounds like a common age.
Yeah, I was getting more involved with like sports and like hockey as well.
Okay.
so I shifted to that, and and then coming back into it, it must have been honestly like I kind of maybe even said, or I guess not even say this earlier, but like during the like
Yeah.
COVID, I think one of the things is like I want to look and see what's in the my Lego,
Ah,
and I
okay.
basically just went in and went through the bricks, and
And that was that.
it was lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's funny that we both grew up now in a time where there was a specific moment in our lives that literally was like a turning point for things. And I think COVID was the turning point for Lego. Um, and it just it took off, especially with the adults now. Um, I mean, obviously they come out with sets for everybody, but what is the main market of Lego now? It's your 18 plus mega sets. So
yeah,
I think
exactly.
COVID definitely helped with that. Excuse me. All right. So, what would you say some of your favorite themes are now with some of the sets coming out?
Oh man, I mean, definitely. I mean, I'll always be a Lego Star Wars fan is my
Okay.
like number one. I was really excited when I seen that they brought different like Johnny Thunder back.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Um, I thought that
Yep.
that was cool. Um, for some Lego Marvel sets, like the biggest set that I think I even own or have ever bought in like multiple years.
Mhm.
I don't even really buy the big ones. I mostly just buy like smaller ones, just 'cause, if I buy one bigger one, I feel like I have to keep going.
Man,
But like
I'm
Tommy the Daily
jealous of
Bugle,
you that you have self control.
man, it's really difficult sometimes. Uh, yeah, definitely Lego Star Wars, Marvel, like some of them. Uh, City. I do have a soft spot for Lego City as well.
Okay.
Um, and just some of them. I think they're just pretty
Sure.
unique.
Yep. Yep. No, I think they definitely I think City was getting like a rap there for a while of it was not really performing well. And then when the Friends line over the past few years started kind of upping their game, I think City actually started stepping up their game too. Because it's funny, like when you think of people building a city, you would think they would use city sets. But most of the time you see a city, it's modular buildings. So it's kind of weird how, the city stuff doesn't really translate over into people's cities. It's more of the modular line of things. Um,
Definitely.
but all right, so what would you say then? Is there any type of theme or set that you don't really tend to gravitate towards, or that you've tried to build and you just do not enjoy building?
Oh man, I guess like if I'm thinking of one that is, oh, that's a really good question. I mean,
That's what I'm
I
here
guess
for.
maybe yeah, that's a really good question. I guess I forgot to say previously, I got brickheads. I've gotten into brickheads.
I don't
Um,
even want to talk about. Somebody just got me down that rabbit hole. I have
yeah,
two
it's
friends that got me down that rabbit hole. It's
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 a
a
rabbit
rabbit
hole.
hole. Yeah. Well, I'm glad I
But
know
for
somebody else in that same hole.
Yeah, it'll also here because like we have such a limited space right now
Sure.
for like thinking in mind about like moving like one day.
Yep.
So it's like we gotta limit what we buy. But
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
for
Yep.
sets that I don't man, I don't know. I feel like I respect Lego Dreams. I respect Dreams, but like
Okay.
um, and Ninjago. Like I'm not a hater on either of them, but
Yeah.
those are just two that I never really got into. Like I never really went down the Lego Ninjago. Like I totally like understand it, but it's just
Yeah.
that's one that I never really like
Yep.
followed. I guess. Um, all right, it's probably one of those two. I guess.
Okay.
I mean, even some of the bigger sets though. Like I'm not like a hater on any of them, but like some of them are just the price. I can't
Yeah.
justify buy like the price on some of them.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
I know. I know. What? So I usually get with that question. I usually get um, dreams, Technic, and friends. Those are usually the three
Yeah,
most
friends.
common that people don't enjoy. And like my son enjoys Dreams, and so I've watched Dreams with him. So that's the only reason I like the sets. And not only that, but they are where you can build some of them in multiple ways. So it makes me feel like you're kind of getting more value for your money, where it's kind of like the three in ones where you can build it different ways. But I completely get people that don't like them. And most of the time in the dreams, it's because people haven't watched the show. And not saying that that still would persuade you, but I'm not gonna lie, it's a good show. So maybe you should watch it
Yeah, yeah.
in
I'm
your
just not
free
like what it's
time.
marketed for. Yeah, I'm not the market for it. That's probably why, to be
Yeah,
honest.
exactly.
Like,
Yeah, but the Ninjago stuff, like you said, like it is really cool looking. Like
yeah,
they have it, and it's nice because it's Legos themed, so they don't have to overcharge for it. But I'm with you on that. I just could never get into the stuff, and then I just don't have the space either. You know, you get to a certain point, and you have to start figuring out what you really want to have in your collection.
yeah,
Um,
exactly.
Yeah. So I'm going to bring something up that I brought up earlier. So you said you do have a sister. Now, what's the age difference between the two of you?
So I'm 26. She's 23.
Okay. So pretty close in age. So when you guys were little, were you button heads all the time, or did you guys play well together? Or do you remember
I
that?
I think we were either. It's funny with siblings. Like, I think we were either on the exact same side and fighting the same
Yep.
battle, or we were on opposite sides
Yes.
fighting completely different
Yep.
battles.
Yep. Now, I always like asking about the sibling dynamic when you were younger because have you seen the Lego movies one and two?
Yeah, I feel like I definitely have.
Yeah, so two, I always remember too how the brother sister dynamic, how the boy was building the city, but then the sister wanted the big Duplo stuff and she wanted to attack the city. And so like that's always what I think about is like when you have a kid that plays Lego, like does the sister get along and does she play nicely or is she coming in trying to destroy everything? So that's always my thought
Yeah, I
process with
don't
that.
even. I don't know if I mean we, siblings like like we're gonna argue. Like siblings are gonna argue. We're gonna have
Oh
like
yeah.
their scraps. But like I don't. I've got to say, now that I think about it, Hannah, if you ever see this, thank
Yeah.
you. I don't think you ever destroyed a set.
Now that's a good sister. Okay.
I don't
Well, kudos to her for
think she
being a good
did.
sister. You know, she's gonna watch this and she's gonna hear that she's gonna be like, I'm glad he didn't remember what I did 20 years
Yeah.
ago when I kicked that set of his. And that's always funny too when you get both sides of the story. So you're sitting over here saying I don't think she ever did anything. She could be watching this saying, "Oh, I did. You just didn't know it."
Yeah, that could be true. That totally could be.
All right, so let's talk about your Instagram page. I was thinking back, and I always try to remember how I first came across people. And I was going through your videos, and I remember the very first video I saw was you. It was in November when you were doing the bulk Lego purchase, and then you were doing the cleaning of those pieces. So before I ask you about that, how did let's talk about the name of the page. So obviously you said you like going to the gym. Obviously you like Lego. How did you come up with the name putting the two together?
Um, okay, so I have to give total credit. Like I've total credit to Swolebricks,
Okay.
because this my name is like I knew about, and I have to be completely
Yeah,
transparent.
yeah,
I knew about
yeah.
his name of his channel before I made my channel, and I
Okay.
really didn't want to be coming off as like I'm stealing this guy's name.
Sure.
So like I was really inspired by him
Okay.
in the name creation, but I didn't want to like completely like rip off somebody's style. So like I have to give all credit to being inspired by his name,
Okay.
because I used it. The algorithm one day came to me, and it showed up and showed this guy. I'm like, yo, like this guy, like he goes to the gym and like he likes Lego. I'm like, that
Yep.
guy's
Yep.
crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
So you know, I was like, I thought I was the only person in the world that did this.
Yeah, see?
Obviously not.
Yeah. Yeah. Isn't it
So
funny
yeah,
how
it
the
came from me
algorithm
being
works
inspired.
sometimes? you know.
Right.
You just never know who you're going to come across. So, all right. So then, like I mentioned, so that was my first algorithm experience with you was the bulk lot and the cleaning. So I went back through the videos and I did see multiple lot videos that you tend to come across and buy. So, are you doing any bulk purchasing now, or was that more so when you were back in Canada?
Okay, it's funny you say that because like I was thinking about that this morning when I got up and I was almost like every single day in Canada, I was going onto Facebook Marketplace and swiping, refreshing every morning to see what I
Yep.
could find, or
Sure.
like late at night, just refreshing, hoping I find something. Since moving here, I haven't been able to find anything that's like standoutish.
Interesting.
So
Yeah. Okay.
it's I guess I can kind of like probably comment on that a little bit, but like the market for Lego, and especially Lego fans, like adult Lego fans here, is like very developing here. So it's like
Okay.
it's very new to the area,
Sure.
and it's exciting. Like I've had some good conversation with some people about it, how it's like developing. So I think that maybe if I was like a fast forward like 5 years, there
Yeah.
could be more stuff, but I haven't been able to buy any bulk since getting here,
Okay.
which I hope one day. I checked this morning, nothing, but I hope one day.
Well, hey, that's the thing about marketplace. You never know what's going to pop up. So just keep being you and keep checking every day.
Yeah.
All right. So then, when you were buying your bulk lots, like what would if you just saw it, would you automatically just be like, I have to buy this, or like would you actually like try to look at what was in the listing and try to determine if it was worth, and then would you haggle on price? Like, give me a breakdown on all that.
Okay. So sometimes what I would do is, okay, for the one that you've seen from the November, like the
Yep.
November series one that I put out there. Like I'm in Saskatoon, and there's a city, Regina, that's like I think it's like 3 hours away.
Okay.
Um, I seen this one and it was a huge tote full,
Okay.
and they had it for a really high price, and I couldn't see what was inside because
Sure.
they just had like a 240
Yep.
pixel
Yep.
photo of some bin of
Yep.
Lego. I'm like, this could be a scam.
Yeah.
So
Mega blocks.
half of it was, to be honest. I probably never even put that in the video. Yeah, half of it was, and I just
Yep.
donated all the mega
Yep.
blocks. I was like, it was pain sorting through those,
I bet.
but
Yeah.
they had a pretty big price on it. So I did send them a being like, hey, listen, like I'm 3 hours away. If you hold it for this much, I promise you that on Friday, because it was like a Tuesday, I was like,
Okay.
if you hold it until Friday, I'll give you this much. You might just for like even sake, I'll say like they put on like for 500. I
Okay.
maybe said like, it, you know, I would have maybe sent them like 250 because I don't know, or like something like
Sure.
that. I lowballed them a little bit
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I didn't know
Yes.
what it was.
Yeah.
And that's just it's marketplace.
Yeah. Yep.
But sometimes I would, if it was a good deal, like I would just take it as it is because I'm like I'm just gonna scoop this up right now.
Sure.
But if it was one that was a little steep, I'm definitely going to send a negotiation price, seeing
Okay.
like, hey, can we make some sort of like deal? Like I'm most likely driving
Yeah.
pretty, an
Yep.
hour or so to pick it
Yep.
up.
Yep. No, I get
Yeah,
that.
something like that.
Uh, and I've purchased a few bulk, so I'm sure I'm just going to toss a couple things out there. So I'm sure you found that we already stated Mega Blocks.
Hmm.
I'm sure you found Nerf gun accessories,
Yes.
uh,
Yes.
crayons, and
Yep.
wrappers
Absolutely.
from food.
Yes.
That's
And pennies, if old
oh,
pennies.
pennies. Oh gosh. Anytime you buy a Lego lot, you're just pretty much guaranteed you're getting at least, I don't know, an eighth of that bulk lot is that garbage that comes in it. Like it's never clean, washed. Hey, here's my nice, beautiful Lego lot. It's just literally all the trash we could find tossed in with the Lego. So,
Yeah, and Pokemon cards. You'll find like a
yeah.
Element Pokemon card.
Yep, yep. That's yeah. See, we're on the same page here.
Exactly.
We've had the same struggles.
Oh yeah.
All right. So then, looking at some of your other videos, you had me very intrigued because you seem like you've been everywhere. You seem like you've traveled everywhere. You've been everywhere. You've done everything. How often are you traveling? Because by the looks of your videos, you either go a lot of places and edit it all at once and then release it throughout the year, or you're traveling like almost every weekend. So,
That's okay. That's a very very fair point. So like I I love traveling. It's one of my
I
like
would have
all
never
time
guessed.
favorite things. Like yeah, it's like
Yeah.
um, but a lot of the year I do try and go somewhere. So like I think over the and I wish that I would have been able to document more of it when I started my channel.
Mhm.
But like last year, I went. I guess or 2023 I went a lot of places. But yeah, I mean it kind of goes back to what I said earlier about how like my I've traveled a lot because of my dad.
Yeah.
So like my
Yeah.
dad really inspired me to go see new
Sure.
places. But it's I've almost me and like my girlfriend Madison and I we have pretty much turned some of our traveling into almost like a section of it is always exclusive to like Lego tourism.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yep.
so like when we were on our winter break there back in December, like I'm still going through like I think the video that I put out today is still one that I filmed like almost 2 months ago
Okay.
because I just stock up with like my footage and
Yeah.
just
Yep.
chop through it.
Yep.
But we went to a like basically we use this like a travel planning app. We
Okay.
go in for whatever place we're going to, and then it's hard sometimes to find the Lego stores because you can go in and type in like Lego store
Yeah.
Berlin, like where the video that I just put out was, and you find like those regular like bulk or the this store,
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Yep.
and then but then you need to find the local ones because
Oh,
a
sure.
lot of these other places have like such like a big community for these independent Lego stores, and
Okay.
that's where you find the
Yeah.
sweet stuff when you're
Yeah.
traveling.
Yeah.
Because like
Yep.
in US you have like Bricks and Minifigs
Yep.
chains,
Yep.
and probably other like retailers, but even from where I was in Canada, the scene is in Saskatoon is like there's
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah. Yep.
So
Yeah.
yeah, that's then traveling.
That's what I was wondering because I've seen the videos you have where you are at the Lego stores, but I think it would almost be more fun going to those we'll call them mom and pop type stores because it's going to be at the Lego stores. Like just because you're in a different country, like there might be something different, but it's not going to be far off from the retail everywhere else. So if you can find those hole in the wall Lego stores, that's where you find the good stuff because you just don't know like who's trading in what, where, why. And so like have you found anything at those stores in your travels that has been like I would say like a good deal or something that you never thought you'd find?
Okay, yeah, I guess like recently, again, like part of like the I could say like the pain of it is
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it costs a lot of money to go to, like travel
yeah.
and like um but then in return I see a bunch of stuff at the Lego store or these stores and I'm like, man, I want to buy. But like for example, this is just hanging up beside me. Like I got this. I the it's like still
Oh
new
yeah,
in
yep,
the packaging.
yep.
I got this guy.
Okay, yep,
Obviously not going to
sure,
open them just because of like the sake of it.
yep.
But I try to pick up things that are like smaller that I can like display or like what I showed in the video of like you know, this guy
Oh
as
yeah,
well.
yep,
Um, I try to find little ones that like, hey, I was in this place and I got that, or like these. I just built a little tiny
yep.
platform for them, but like
Okay,
these guys,
yep.
I'm like, hey, I got these in Czech Republic,
Oh,
got
that's really
this guy
cool.
in Vienna,
Yep,
that guy in Berlin. If I could buy bigger ones, I would, but the small ones are ones that I try to stick for
sure.
because then I can easily have them.
Yeah, yeah, no, I think that kind of makes it more fun that, you can kind of have like a more personalized collection of things rather than just the normal, big massive sets that, everybody has and whatnot. Um, and yeah, they're kind of like travel mementos like, or souvenirs, I guess you can say. And most of the time when you travel, you're not getting $600 souvenirs. So
Yeah,
uh,
and like part of the traveling fun too is like I have my like the Lego passport. So like
yeah. Oh
we
yeah.
go to those stores, but you know like we're filling up the passport with like different different ones like all throughout you know from, like different places,
I
and
was gonna say, yeah. That
it's that's part of
thing,
the fun.
yours is probably filled to the brim.
Yeah, like this is like I have some of the ones in here from when I before I started the
Okay,
channel from like Barcelona,
that's
Marseille in France.
really cool.
Yeah, like lots of Europe places, but we did pick up a new one when we were at the Lego house, the
Oh yeah.
new
Oh
one.
nice.
So
Yep. Yep.
yeah.
Man, I tell you, you guys really decided to go big on your hobbies. I mean, you did not pick cheap hobbies. Traveling, Lego, the gym, music. Like any hobby you picked is not a cheap hobby.
Yeah, no, that's I'm very thankful for the you know where I because part of the moving package for teaching is like
Ah, okay.
you know the accommodation, so like
Yeah,
the accommodation is paid for by the school, so I'm like
that's nice.
I said don't have to do that, but this I
Yeah,
gotta hold back.
yeah, yeah. No, I hear you. I hear you. Well, good for that because it sounds like you guys really get to enjoy your life and travel and see things and spend time together. And like you said, you have somebody that supports what you do, so that definitely helps. So bringing Madison back into this because I was going through the videos. You guys crack me up. First of all, I mean the stuff that you come up with. I mean it's genius. I mean, it's hilarious. It's good content. So I'm going
Thank you.
through these videos. So you have your informative stuff, you have the travel stuff, the funny stuff. Um, do you guys just kind of wing it, or do you have like a plan that you're going to do like this video or that video, or does it just kind of come like maybe we should do this and you do it and that's that?
Oh man. Uh, it's definitely both. It's
Okay.
both sides of it. Like
Yep.
we recently filmed a video. I can't say too much about it right now. You'll see it when it's out.
Okay.
But we filmed the video with a botanical flowers collection,
Oh, nice.
which
Okay.
we like really had to plan out. Like we spent like
Okay.
location looking at and finding like where we're gonna shoot this video. Um, you'll know when you see it.
Okay.
It'll be soon.
Okay.
Um, and then there's some videos where it's like, let's go to Toys R Us and see what we
Yeah.
find.
Yep.
Let's, you know.
Yeah. And that's I mean it's just that's what I like is that you don't really expect like what you are going to do like you just like I can't sit here and say oh yeah he's going to do this next because you just have so much variety in what you do. It makes it enjoyable that you literally don't know what's coming next.
Thank you.
And so that was one of the other things that I noticed, the interview videos like when you just talk to people now. Do you just randomly pick people and like, I'm gonna target this guy and see if he wants to talk? Or do you like talk behind the scenes first and like chat with them and say, hey, do you want to talk? Or is it literally you're just going up to them and surprising them?
Yeah, okay, so like those interview videos, I love doing those interview videos. Because yes, I went to a place called Brixpo. It's like a convention, a small city called Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan.
Okay.
And I went to like the convention, and because I like went through my dark ages of it, I didn't even know that this event existed. So I
Sure.
went, and then yeah, I would ask people beforehand. I'm like, hey, here's the questions, or like, hey, I'm shooting this video. Do you want to be a part of it? I got a
Okay.
lot of no's, but
Yeah.
shout out
Okay.
to everybody in the videos because I actually ended up like uh, kind of like getting closer with a lot of the people in the videos and like
Oh, nice.
following each other on Instagram, and they're all cool guys and
Okay.
people in the videos. So
So how do you and Madison decide who the interviewer is going to be? Because obviously there's some where you are or she is. So how do you pick and choose?
um, I have to. Well, I guess I have to be like most of it is like I'd say most of it is probably me doing the interviewing.
Okay.
But then there's sometimes where I mean like we know how a thumbnail works. Like sometimes I'm like okay I know I'm like and Madison's like hey do you want me to be the thumbnail?
Yeah,
And I'm like say less.
that's good. That's when you know you've
So
made it in the world. That's when,
She's like, "Oh, this could be the
Oh,
thumbnail." I'm like, "I love you."
yeah, yeah. That's man. Shout out to her. Is she on Instagram by herself?
Yeah, yeah. I think she has an account on here.
I'll have to if you guys are linked on that, I'll have to follow her because
Oh yeah,
she sounds just like a tremendous person. That I mean, I hate using the word enabled, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to use it in this sense. She has enabled you to continue what you're doing in all
oh yeah,
aspects.
oh yeah, definitely. No, I'm so appreciative of her, like in so many ways, man.
Oh, that's fantastic. Well, it's funny though because when you have something you enjoy and then and you enjoy it, like not to say you rub off on her, but like it probably gave her something that she never knew that she would be interested in, and then like now you guys get to enjoy it together rather than like, oh hey, I'm gonna go do this, I'll see you later. Like now you guys have something in common that you can do together, so
Yeah,
it's more bonding time. So brownie points.
I got a funny story for that I'll tell you real
Yeah.
quick too. About how we met, like how
Oh yeah.
Briggs
Okay.
and
Oh
I
yeah.
met.
I didn't even
It's
think of asking that.
I like uh I've never even made it. I don't think we ever Madison and I have ever even made a video about this. So like maybe we'll have to do that sometime.
Exclusive. Here we go. Let's
Yeah,
hear
but yeah,
it.
no one knows this. So basically, I was teaching at a school that I was at, and she was hired to the same school, and we didn't know each other. This was a couple years ago,
Okay.
and like I was teaching, she was teaching there, and literally only knew her as like she was a sub at the school one
Sure.
time because I was teaching, and she just randomly appeared. She spawned in.
Well, yeah.
She was teaching at the same school, and I'm just trying to be like friendly, being like, hey, what were you up to
Yeah.
this weekend?
Yeah.
And
Okay. Yeah.
and like she said something, and I was just like ready to be like completely clowned. I was like, yeah, I built this Lego Star Wars set. She's like, oh, that's cool. I have Anakin's Jedi Starfighter,
Wow.
and I'm like,
Holy cow. Wow. Okay.
yeah.
Man, I hope you got
And
the
then I was
fishing
like,
rod and the
what?
fishing line out, right?
So, it's just from when I heard that, I was like, okay,
Yeah.
I
See,
see.
if I were in your shoes there, like that would have been the point where I would have gotten really nervous that like I would have been so excited to find somebody like that I wasn't like overstepping like to look like I was desperate.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, yeah. You certainly don't hear a lot of stories like that.
No,
So well that's good. Good. Good for you.
thanks,
You
man.
know, some people just hit the lottery. Sounds like you've hit it a couple times.
I'm a lucky man. Lucky man.
Yes,
I admit
yes.
it.
Yep. All right. So one of your videos I came across, I know people have seen it, but again, for those who have it, and again, this is going to be a posted recording, so people can get to see this too. You have a certain tattoo, I believe, that is Lego themed. Would you like to share? I know you have a video, but again, for those who missed it, let's see what you got here.
Okay, so basically, I said a while ago, I think it was like this was probably coming up on a year ago. I was like, if I hit 10K on Instagram, I'll get a Lego tattoo.
Okay.
And then here we
That's awesome.
go. We
That is
have
so cool.
my
I love it.
Jangle
Yep.
Jangle Fett with the,
That's
you
so
know,
cool. And now
thanks, man.
how long did that take like from the design, like did you design it or did you have somebody design it for you, and then how long did the whole process take?
I've seen something similar to it with Stormtrooper, but there's the tattoo artist. Her name is Haley. She basically I sent her the idea of it, and she was super talented. Came up with the like the mock-up of it.
Yeah,
I
okay.
had a bunch of different versions, some with the face and some without the
Oh
face.
yeah, okay.
And she put the idea together. I told her kind of what we want to base it off of. Sent her
Sure.
pictures of the minifigure of the Jango Fett, my favorite Lego minifigure, and she put it together, and
Okay.
it was just exciting to do.
I now is she Canadian based?
Yeah, she's
Canadian,
fantastic
Canada-based.
student as well.
Gosh, can't Canadian-based, Canada-based. Okay. Um, you know what? I'm a huge Palpatine fan, which probably is not the greatest thing to go, shouting out to the world, but maybe I should make that my goal. If I hit 10K, I'm getting the Palpatine.
Do it. Yeah,
So,
honestly, yeah,
yeah,
he's
do it.
do it.
Well, yeah, if that I would like to get something one day, and I had thought about that because I've seen a couple people with different minifigure type variations. So I'll have to keep that in my memory bank. So if I do decide that, I'll have to get her info from you. Take a trip up to Canada and get that taken care of. So.
Oh, absolutely.
All right. So before we wrap up here, any plans for you guys? So obviously you travel. Do it. So you do travel. Any plans for Lego conventions this year?
We're looking into some things. Right now, we're like we know that we'll be in the summers. We'll be back, so we'll be going to the Saskatchewan-based one in July,
Okay.
Brixpo, in July. If there, we're looking into some ones in Europe right now to see if there's any ones that we can pop over for the
Yeah.
lineup
Sure.
with our breaks. But right now, as for like traveling wise, we have a break from like the students go on break for 2 weeks, so we're trying to figure out our next place to go to.
Okay.
Um, we're not exactly sure where we're gonna
Okay.
go yet, but we know
Okay.
we're gonna go somewhere. We're thinking somewhere in Asia,
Nice.
but wherever we go, there will be Lego content involved with it in some capacity.
I would expect nothing less.
Yeah.
Um, now, have you guys ever thought like I see, and the reason I ask is because you travel a lot. I see some of these Lego photography pages, which I'm sure you've come across. Do you guys have your own sig figs of yourselves?
Yes, yeah, okay, we do. We've from the minifigure factories, I guess we've made a
Oh yeah.
couple.
Okay.
Um, they're we have a few different versions of them.
Okay.
I remember one of this is also throwback. Our, I think for our first anniversary, Madison and I think it was our first anniversary. She ordered custom sig fig online
Oh, nice.
of her and I
Okay.
that had been like a staple in our setup. But I have one of the ones like that I made. This is from the recent video
Yeah. Yeah.
um,
Yep. Yep.
of like
Oh, that's
similar, but we
cool.
have ones that resemble us pretty well, and
Okay.
there's ones that we try to. I've seen the ideas of those where people like bring the sig fig with them on the
Th-
plane or like different
that's what I was gonna
places.
say. Yeah. Have you guys thought about doing like a photography series or even like a off-brand page where, because you travel so much, having like the adventures of Jonah and Madison, there you go. I'm giving you ideas, man. Do it.
Dude,
And then you
we
could
might
take
actually have
pictures of,
to.
yeah, you take pictures of your sig figs and all the places you go. Like, I think that's stuff that's like really enjoyable to see because it kind of gives like people a real life look into you, but in a fun like Lego kind of way.
I
And
li-
then
I really like that,
yeah, and you're creative, so like you guys can make funny scenes or things where you take the pictures. Like I'm fully confident you guys can handle that. So
dude. Thanks, man. No, for real. I think honestly, I'm gonna talk to her like, and then we're going to like the birthday thing later, so
yep,
I'll talk to her and I'll be like, hey, you know what? This is a good idea. She was watching from there for a little bit
okay,
because she's there already.
yeah, yeah, okay.
But I like that idea. Yeah.
Well, hey, if that page takes off and you guys become Instagram stars, don't forget the little guys here, okay?
Oh, dude, yeah.
Well, you know what? I'm definitely going to keep you guys in mind if I ever decide to make the I guess we'll call it the hop, skip, and a jump over to Abu Dhabi. I'll check in to see where you guys are, and definitely love to get a tour around where you got the city and all that. So I'll keep you guys in mind for sure.
Absolutely,
Um,
man. We'd love to give you a tour of the place,
yeah,
and there's the Lego scene is like really building up. No pun intended.
yeah, I
Oh
gotcha.
my
Yeah,
gosh.
yeah.
Yeah,
Look
I
at
didn't
you,
mean to
man. You
say
can't
that.
even.
The students would be cringing so hard at me. But no, like, the Lego scene is, improving over here. Like, there's so many different little events that happen either in Abu Dhabi or
Yep.
Dubai. that are. It's really cool to see how the scene's progressing over here.
Sure.
So who knows for Lego tourism in the next couple years
Yeah.
what they might have here. So
Yeah, well, I can guarantee you it won't be this year, but maybe down a few years, I'll, check in, see. I would hope you guys are still progressing there and not having to move because I think when you get to travel a lot, I think it kind of curbs your appetite to move. In my opinion. So.
mhm.
But yeah, so first of all, I want to thank you for taking time to spend chatting today. I definitely I'd love to have you back in later this year. Just kind of check in, see what you guys have been up to, see how much that new page of yours is going to take off, and check in. And yeah, I'd love to see what you guys are up to. So
Dude, well,
obviously, I'll keep following the page, but just on a more personal level again. So
yeah, absolutely, man. I really appreciate you inviting me on here. This I haven't done something like this or had the
yeah,
opportunity
yeah,
to. So thank you as well. This has been so much
sure,
fun, and I really appreciate you inviting me on here
yeah.
and
Well,
me getting to share a little bit
you know
about
what?
this.
If you don't mind, when you guys, if you do decide to set up a photography page or a travel page, let me know. I will send you my sig fig, and then maybe you can tag me along because I'll probably never go to some of the places you go. So tell me where you're going. I'll tell you if I'm ever going to make it, and if not, maybe you can snap a picture of me over there. So,
Nice, nice.
well, hey, you have a good time at your party tonight, and have a good rest of the weekend. And then, yeah, like I said, I'll keep in touch, and then hopefully we can connect later this year.
Yeah, man, absolutely. Take care. I appreciate it once
Yeah.
again. And yeah, I guess I get this. You have a good rest of your day.
Yes. Thank you. I appreciate. I'm actually doing Lego stuff all day today, so I should have a
Nice,
good
man.
day. So,
That's
all
awesome.
right. Well, hey, tell Madison that I appreciate her supporting you as well, and I appreciate you again taking the time to stop by, and look forward to chatting again.
Absolutely, man. I look forward
All
to
right.
it.
Yep. And thanks everybody for stopping. Again, this is a recording, so if you missed anything, you can go back and watch the episode. So we'll see you guys later, and you have a good rest of the weekend. All
Yeah,
right.
man. Take
All right.
care. Thank you.
Bye. See ya.
For you.